They have been literally obliterated. Their radar is gone and their leaders are gone.
President Trump announcing that the U.S. has struck more than 7,000 commercial and military targets inside Iran. He says Iran's ballistic missile launches are down 90%, drone attacks are down 95%. More than 100 Iranian naval ships have been sunk or destroyed, and all of their mine-laying ships have been hit. He's also announcing the bombing of Karg Island, a strategic terminal 15 miles off Iran's coast that handles roughly 90% of its crude oil exports.
We attacked Karg Island and knocked it literally, destroyed everything on the island except for the area where the oil is. I call it the pipes. We left the pipes.
This comes as President Trump urges other countries to send warships to keep the Strait of Hormuz open for commercial shipping, saying numerous countries have told him they're on the way.
We get less than 1% of our oil from the Strait, and some countries get much more. Japan gets 95%. China gets 90%. Many of the Europeans get quite a bit. South Korea gets 35%. So we want them to come and help us with the Strait.
He warns that the Iranian regime has long leveraged the vulnerability of the Hormuz Strait's tight, confined waterways, where a single individual could introduce a contaminant into the water supply, fire a projectile, or launch a small, short-range missile as a potential method of attack.
Literally, a single terrorist can put something in the water or shoot something or shoot a missile.
Meanwhile, President Trump accusing the Iranian regime of mastering media manipulation and using AI to spread false disinformation, such as fabricated videos of attacks on U.S. assets. He's criticizing American media for disseminating these same falsehoods, suggesting treason charges for outlets involved, and praising FCC Chairman Brendan Carr for scrutinizing their licenses.
They are a country that for years, I didn't know this until recently, they're a country based on disinformation. And now they're using disinformation plus AI. And that's a terrible situation. That's a terrible situation. The Abraham Lincoln on fire, they showed it on fire. They showed buildings in Qatar. They showed buildings in Saudi Arabia burning, and they weren't burning. They weren't hit.
This coming as the White House says there's a possibility President Trump's trip to Beijing could be delayed.
The dates may be moved. As Commander-in-Chief, it's his #1 priority right now to ensure the continued success of this operation, Epic Fury.
And there's a false narrative out there that if the meetings are delayed, it wouldn't be delayed because the president's demanded that China police the Straits of Hormuz. The president wants to remain the NDC to coordinate the war effort, and that traveling abroad at a time like this may not be optimal.
Meanwhile, President Trump's announcing that White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles has been diagnosed with early-stage breast cancer. The president says that Wiles has a, quote, excellent prognosis and that she'll continue working at the White House as she undergoes treatment. Reporting from the White House, Mari Otsu, NTD News.